Wow, women of wrestling, Samantha Smart is genius in portraying a highly educated, high IQ persona, unleashing her own brand of discipline, literally and figuratively, and you can learn that on Friday nights on AXS TV with Wow. Hopefully, we'll learn a little something about her today. Samantha, thank you so much. Is there anything fun to do in Smart Town, Indiana?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me, Jim, and thank you for creating this opportunity for all of your viewers to be graced with my intellect.
Well, is there anything fun to do in Smart Town, Indiana?
Well, in Smart Town, Indiana, the word fun is an extremely subjective human emotion. But I do hear that the IQ inferior enjoy things such as go-karting in circles or imbibing far too many intoxicating beverages, possibly even the unnecessary tipping of sleeping bovine. But if you are IQ superior, I would suggest going elsewhere.
Very well said. How did you or someone come up with the name Samantha Smart? And did you consider any other names?
In WoW, they don't really create a persona and then fill it. They start with the person, and then the persona is an exaggerated version of just who they truly are. So who I was going to be in the ring was fairly obvious, but Selena Majors can be credited with coining my actual name.
On your Twitter, you have a photo of a light bulb with a brain inside, which is just, again, genius. What does that represent, though, and was that your idea?
I do lead the graphics department, but I did not have hands in creating the graphic. But I do believe in lighting the way of innovation and future, and doing that through the power of my brain.
Why do you carry the yardstick ruler with you?
The yardstick ruler. Well, as you know, I work alongside the disciplinarians. So I believe in educators, and I believe that they have winning qualities. I went through thousands and thousands of educators to find the one that still upholds discipline. That's why I hired the disciplinarian to come to WoW, because I felt that she had a winning combination of attributes that would bring us victories. You see, we have the only true superpower. The only real superpower on the roster, that's us, that's intelligence. And without discipline, smarts go nowhere, and we had to find a way to really instill the fear into the other superheroes. So she has the original paddle from the original disciplinarian, and then I have my yardstick, just to remind people that I mean business too, and they better measure up.
Could you foresee a marketing ploy with the paddle and the yardstick to offer that to fans for a price, like so much like we see with T-shirts, wrestling T-shirts?
Right, yeah. Merch is a huge thing. It really allows the IQ inferiors to feel like they can be a part of something greater. It helps them escape their mundane life. So it's allowing them to buy a ruler or buy a paddle or wear a Samantha Smart shirt. If that helps them progress in their lives, then I think that's a great thing, and I think it's something that WoW can really build on.
Would you consider being a teacher, a professor, or a judge?
Nothing is out of the realm of possibilities for me. I like doing anything with innovation. I like doing anything that can expand my mind and that can help, enforce proper things throughout society. That's not currently in my lineup of plans, but I wouldn't say it's out of the question.
If you were not in pro wrestling, what do you think you'd be doing?
Oh, so many options. There is just so much to do. But I would say, I hate to bring it back to innovation again, but I believe in innovation in all facets of humanity, and I would like to focus on artificial intelligence. I believe it will allow humanity to evolve to the next level. I mean, we can already see AI affecting every aspect of our daily lives. And it's still really a burgeoning technology with room for growth and refinement. I mean, humans have limitations, but artificial intelligence may not. I mean, if you're using a new phone right now, it unlocks by scanning your face. Driverless cars, that's AI. A machine learning to be able to detect the difference between humans and cars and react. I mean, it's pretty incredible, and the options could be endless.
What do your parents think of you involved in pro wrestling?
Oh, man. Well, at first they were, right, exactly, I have to laugh at first. At first they were alarmed. I mean, why would my brilliance be needed in a wrestling ring? My dad actually did grow up in Indiana, going to pro wrestling events with his father, and ironically, he watched Dick the Bruiser frequently, which is the wrestler that David McLean promoted back in the day. And it was even after a Dick the Bruiser match where David McLean first came on to a live stage and asked an audience if they would want to see women's wrestling. So that's kind of neat. But my mother, on the other hand, had no idea what wrestling even was. We're talking about someone that doesn't even like movies that show blood or aggression, let alone, physical sports with danger. But once I explained my vision to them and my mission I was on, they really got it. And they know that I'm an innovator and a leader, so they were not surprised that I'm creating my own path, and they are strong supporters of me and WOW, and they tune in every Friday night to watch.
Are your parents as highly educated as you?
Well, I definitely got my start from my parents and their education. My dad has a PhD, my mother has her master's degree. My dad works in a college, my mom works in a school, my sister's a teacher as well. So in terms of education, we're pretty equal, but in terms of IQ, I'm far superior. But, I thank them for the start they gave me.
What does Stevens College mean to you?
Stevens College, it means a lot to me because I had many options for college thanks to my superior academic and tennis skills. Once I made my selection, I obviously excelled, but I made that selection for a reason. I think it's neat to be a part of all women's environments. I think it's a strong way for us to grow and show our leadership and develop skills that might otherwise not be pushed, like math and science. So being on a campus like that, surrounded by other strong women, really got me off to the right start.
Were you athletic growing up?
I was very athletic growing up. I played tennis, gymnastics, swimming. I was also a part of the Problem Solvers Club and first chair flute. I went on to play tennis in college, which I was obviously undefeated. And I've always enjoyed competition, mostly with myself. I find true peace when I have something to strive towards, And I think torture for me would be having no new goals. So I try to implement that in all of my training, both mental and physical.
And most of the sports that you mentioned are more individual sports. Was that more geared towards you to be in an individual sport more so than on a team?
I think that happened by chance just because of my personality. I'm really a perfectionist, and I don't like the fate of my victories being up to other people. I don't typically like group activities, although other people can bring great things to the table. I like knowing that if I put in hard work, I will win, and I don't like, losing because of other people's lack of many things. So WOW has been a new experience for me because it is very much it can be a group effort, especially I work with the disciplinarian, but it has similarities. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're in the ring, you're by yourself, and what you put into training, you get out with a victory.
Were you a tennis fan? Did you have a favorite tennis player? And were there any aspirations as a youngster playing tennis, because you did play college tennis, of, hey, maybe if I get good enough, I'll pursue something tennis professionally?
Right. Well, I'm thankful. My parents put me in many sports growing up, and I kind of whittled it down to I liked gymnastics, I liked swimming, and I liked tennis. But as you get more serious and as you get older, you have to, if you want to be truly good, you have to schedule yourself properly. So I started focusing on tennis. It was my favorite. I really enjoyed the sport. I didn't really have any idols or anyone that I looked up to, but I definitely had the goal of playing in college. I really wanted, not many people from my school were collegiate athletes, so it was very important to me that I go that route, and I also really wanted to get a scholarship for tennis, which I did, and then I went even further by going undefeated. I wouldn't say it was ever my goal to become a professional tennis player, but I loved having that, the physical challenge along with everything else that I was doing in my life. So it was very fulfilling.
How were your grades in high school and in college?
My grades have pretty much been perfection. I mean, even attendance, I've had perfect attendance since kindergarten. I mention that just because, most humans struggle with punctuality. But I've always had high honors. I got a full scholarship. I mean, intelligence is very important to me. I've always taken my studies very seriously, making them more important than anything else in my life, always being goal number one to develop my brain and see what I can do with that for myself and for the world.